What's up, everybody? Week 5 is here. I am your host, Joe, from Clash Attacks with Joe. Go down in the description. We're going to be doing some pick'ems today. There's a link down there for your chances to pick all 16 wars. If you win all 16 wars, you get a gift card. And do be sure to pick a viable email address for that. The timer above me, we're going to be racing the clock today. We're going to be going through all 16 teams, and I'm going to be making my picks on who I think is going to win. And basically, we're going to be covering some stats today with some awesome replays in the background. Starting out with Above and Beyond versus Archer Outlaws. Above and Beyond is still undefeated. Will Archer Outlaws redeem themselves from Week 4 and knock off the Above and Beyond clan? I don't know. I'm going to have to go with Above and Beyond on this one. They are currently with a 96.14 average of destruction. Pretty consistent this season with multiple Town Hall 10v, Town Hall 10 triple attacks. Archer Outlaws is also a very formidable opponent, but redeeming a loss in Week 4, going into a bye. Will they be able to get some momentum going into Week 5? We'll find out. So moving right along as I get cut off, Nagaland Elite versus Fat Cats. Nagaland Elite knocked off the previous clan that was removed from the CWL. They're on a 3-war winning streak currently. Fat Cats did in fact lose in Week 4, but I feel like they're going to come back and come in heavy on Nagaland Elite. I'm going to pick Fat Cats for winning Week 5. Currently, Nagaland Elite, like I said before, 3-war winning streak, 92.71 average on the season for destruction. So they're a little up and down with consistency, about averaging 1 Town Hall v Town Hall 10 attack. Soki Secundum versus Michigan Rose, both teams 2-2. If you haven't paid attention, we're in both. All these wars are divisional matchups. Michigan Rose put down their previous opponent and are currently on a 2-war winning streak, while Soki Secundum is ahead of them in stats with a 1-war winning streak. I'm going to have to go with Michigan Rose on this one. They're going to knock off Soki Secundum in the upcoming war. Both clans are about average on consistency so far on the season. Moving right along, we do have our replacements, and welcome to the league. We have Kiddick Society versus USA Adults. USA Adults have a hard time getting started this season so far. They're 0-3 so far in the season. I feel like I don't really know what Kiddick Society is going to do, so I'm going to have to go with USA Adults because I feel like they're really hungry for their first win on the season. Currently, their stats are a little under on average, 93.45% average destruction on the season so far. So they're having a really hard time getting started. So hopefully the bye week helped them out to get ready for their matchup. Now we have Alphas versus Arvaska. Alphas is 3-1, Arvaska 2-2. Alphas currently are on a 1-war winning streak, while Arvaska is down by 1, losing in Week 4. Currently, Alphas was pretty hot prior to Week 4. They were undefeated going into Week 4. Got knocked off by one or two stars. I can't recall exactly, but they're sitting at 94.93%. So I'm going to have to go with the Alphas for beating off Arvaska coming up in Week 5. So coming up next, we do have, I believe it is Heavy Hitters 2 versus Coastal Clash. So Coastal Clash and Heavy Hitters 2 are both on a 2-war losing streak so far. Both of them are looking to redeem themselves and get back into shaping up this division in the Rage division. I feel like Coastal Clash is going to come in pretty hot on this one and possibly walk away with it. Both teams are looking pretty close in average at about 93%. Average destruction per war, so both clans are pretty consistent with each other, so it's going to be a very even matchup between the two. But like I said before, I'm going to have to walk away with Coastal Clash as the winner. Yolo Mode versus Gehazi Bomber. So Yolo Mode is on a 1-war winning streak, as well as Gehazi Bomber. Both were hot in Week 4, but Yolo Mode leads Gehazi Bomber in stats right now. Both are 2-2, but the Yolo Mode has the percentage by a couple, just a very few margin, 95% between the two. I'm going to have to go ahead and pick Gehazi Bomber. They were very solid in Week 4 with their Town Hall V11 triple on their Week 4 opponent. So yeah, like I said before, Gehazi Bomber, I'm going with them. War Addicts versus the OSF. The OSF has had a hard time getting started this season. They're 0-4 on the season so far, probably very hungry for their first win, but the War Addicts right now are very hot. They're on a 2-war winning streak going into the bye. Coming out, you know they're going to kick it off very strong and try to keep it up. So I'm going to have to go with War Addicts as my selection. War Addicts currently is leading the OSF on the stats in the Freeze division with a 93.62% destruction average on the season so far, while the OSF is at 92.70. Cole Sept versus the Violent Wizards. So Cole Sept is on a 1-war winning streak, while the Violent Wizards is on a 2-war losing streak so far. So we know that Violent Wizards are very hungry right now. We know that they're going to want to step it up within the Poison division. Currently, I'm going to have to go with the Violent Wizards on beating off Cole Sept. I think they're going to put Cole Sept down. Might be a bad choice on my part, but either way, Cole Sept does lead the division currently in the Poison division with the highest percentage at, oh, correction, no they don't. They're just winning by, by wins. So we got Crazy Monkey versus Anduin War. Anduin War's also had a little bit of hard time getting started on the season. Crazy Monkey is very formidable, tough opponent, putting up a very strong war against the Season 1 champs a couple of weeks ago. I feel that Crazy Monkey's going to pull off and beat Anduin War. Currently, Crazy Monkey is 1-3, so the stats don't look as great, but they've been facing off against some really tough opponents. But I really feel that they're going to step it up this week and put down Anduin War. Right now, Crazy Monkey does lead the division with the highest percentage at 95.50. So we got LP4 Hades versus Time Vortex. Technically, Time Vortex is undefeated, minus that one tie that they had against USA Adults a few weeks ago. They also lead the Haste division in all stats, so I'm going to have to go with Time Vortex in this one. LP4 Hades is having a hard time down at the bottom of the division, but they are on a 1-war winning streak, so there's no telling what they're going to pull off this week and possibly come in and do a great job against Time Vortex. But I still feel that Time Vortex is going to pull it out and put down LP4 Hades this week. Meet the Kings versus Gabales. Gabales is a very formidable opponent, but they're down by 2 wars. They're on a 2-war losing streak, while Meet the Kings is is hot right now. They're hot with a 3-war winning streak, so I'm going to have to go with Meet the Kings in this war. Meet the Kings is at 94.43% average destruction so far on the season. They're 3-1. They're hungry, and they're going after that top spot against Time Vortex. So all it takes is Time Vortex to lose, and Meet the Kings will move up in the Haste division, taking on the top spot over there. House of L versus Assassin's Score. Assassin's Score fell short by percentage in week 4. They're 3-1 on the season. House of L is also very hot right now let's see, on a 2-war winning streak. So both teams here are very tight war. It's going to be a tough matchup here. I'm going to have to go away with Assassin's Score. They've been very consistent up until week 4, and they only lost by percentage in week 4. So I'm picking Assassin's Score here, while House of L is going to give them a heck of a fight either way. House of L is down in the bottom of that division. LP3 Chiron versus 1001 Crew. LP3 Chiron did suffer their first loss in week 4. Another very tough opponent. 1001 Crew is on a 1-war winning streak going into the bye, and they also lead the Quake division with a 3-1 record. So we have 3 teams in the Quake division at 3-1, while we have House of L at 2-2. So another very tight war here between 1001 Crew and LP3 Chiron. So moving into the final division, we have, let's see here, JTJ is going to be facing off against LexCorp. LexCorp, also another team having a hard time getting started this season with 0-4 record so far. But JTJ is on a 3-war winning streak. They're hot right now. They're very consistent, and I'm going to have to go with JTJ in this pick here. They're leading their division right now with a 94.93% average destruction rate and a 3-1 record, just behind or just ahead of Redline. So again, like I said, JTJ very consistent with their Town Hall 9s and also with their cleanup attacks down in the Town Hall range. Redline versus Pinoy Violator MP. Goodness gracious. Both teams are on losing records going into the bye week. Pinoy is, oh goodness gracious, correction, I was looking at the wrong stats there. So we got Redline on a 2-war winning streak. They're hot right now versus the MP. MP lost in week 4. I'm going to have to go with Redline on this one. We know that the Pinoy clan is going to put up a heck of a fight versus Redline. However, I feel like Redline's been pretty consistent, and they're going to put up a heck of a fight. So go down in the description below, fill out your 16 picks. Let's hype it up for week 2 or week 5. Week 2, goodness, that's way back. So let's go hype it up for week 5. Drop some comments below and let me know what you think about this crazy video. And thanks for watching, guys.